In this video, I'll answer some questions like Viserion's flames, how the mountain can be killed, and some other spoiler questions about Season 8 set photos. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone, welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one-stop for book and TV series reviews. I've already discussed my theory on why Jon and Dany would go to King's Landing and whether Jaime will be able to tell Jon and Dany about Cersei's betrayal, etc. in the first part of this video. In this video, I'll discuss the first two questions without mentioning any spoilers. I'll let you know before I start discussing Season 8 questions, so you don't have to worry about running into spoilers. I'll post my Is the Threat of the White Walkers a Red Herring video next Saturday at 7 p.m. IST or at 9:30 a.m. EST. I'll also post my Why There Are No Female White Walkers, Season 8 updates, and Sansa's fate in the finale video soon. So make sure to subscribe this channel and also click on the bell icon to get notifications from my channel. So let's begin. The third question is asked by Abby Tabby, who said, I have a question about Viserion. If he is a white, how does he not die from his own flame? That's a very good question, Abby. Ever since Season 7 has ended, it has left us with many questions about Viserion and the Night King. If you've watched my Season 7 review videos and my Night King's Magic Explained video, you might remember the charts I made, that is, the Whites versus the White Walkers chart and the White Dragon versus the Ice Dragon chart. I explained in those videos why I thought Viserion was neither a White Walker nor an Ice Dragon. Instead, he was a White Dragon, and we later saw the proof of that in the season finale. So we know that Viserion is a white, but what about his flames? Was it fire? In my opinion, no. I don't think it was fire. If it was fire, it would have melted the wall which was made of ice, or at least would have left huge puddles around the place where the whites have crossed into Westeros. But it didn't. Not to mention the fact that the whites can't stand heat or fire. So was it ice? Not exactly. I'll tell you my theory now. So far, we have only seen men or horses or polar bear come back as whites. They didn't have any flames or some other kind of magic in them when they died. The children of the forest did have magic in them, but none of them have turned into a white. So we don't have a precedent for it. I also discussed how dragons have their own magic in the first part of this video. So Viserion is the first creature with his own magic who was turned into a white. Do you remember my Starkblood video? In that video, I discussed how Bran the Builder built the wall with the children of the forest's help and how he put magic spells in both the wall and Winterfell's walls. Even in the show, Benjen Stark tells Bran that the wall is not just ice and stone. Ancient spells were carved into its foundations. Strong magic to protect men from what lies beyond.
The wall's not just ice and stone. Ancient spells were carved into its foundations. Strong magic to protect men from what lies beyond.
While it stands, the dead cannot pass. I cannot pass.
We know the wall hadn't just stood for thousands of years because of its size. In the books, you can see that the wall melts when the day is warm, and the Black Brothers have to repair the damage sometimes. But still, it had stood throughout many summers since it was built because of the magic in it. Without the magic, it would have just been a regular wall made of ice, which probably would have melted over time. So breaking these spells was the only way to break the wall. Similarly, Viserion was a creature who had the flame and his own magic. I think Viserion's magic was combined with the Night King's cold magic and was twisted somehow. So instead of flames, I think Viserion threw out some kind of cold magic which was blue in color. The Night King needed a way to break through the protective spells the children of the forest have put on the wall, and he used Viserion for that. The fourth question is from Davy Boy, who said, I wonder if the mountain can be killed with dragon glass. The answer is no. The only reason a dragon glass can kill the White Walkers is that they are the creatures of cold and they can't stand the touch of dragon glass, aka frozen fire. I'll read Melisandre's lines from the books. Dragon glass, frozen fire in the tongues of old Valyria. Small wonder it is anathema to these cold children of the other. But Qyburn brought the mountain back by using some other kind of necromancy. The mountain is not a creature of the cold, so I don't think frozen fire would kill him. He might be more like the fire wights like Beric or Jon or Lady Stoneheart. That's probably why he always wears full body armor. It will also hide the scars from his death or from Qyburn's experiments. I think the usual methods of killing a man, like decapitation, stabbing, etc., should be enough to kill the mountain. That is, assuming someone can get close enough to try it. Anyways, I'm going to discuss some season 8 spoilers now, so if you don't want to see any spoilers, you should stop right here. The fifth question is asked by Dragon Girl 15, who said, "What do you think is going on?" I think the options are she either has him captured or he might go back to King's Landing to try to convince her of the White Walkers and she captures him there. While Jon was not technically in chains and he seemed to walk around freely in King's Landing, it was obvious that he was kept heavily under guard. In my season 8 set photos video, you can see that he is surrounded by the Knights of the Queen's Guard. So I don't think Jon was captured, but he wasn't completely free to leave either. As Pam IM had pointed out earlier, in the shot where we saw Jon walking with a man in black, who is probably from the Shadow Tower by the way, you can make out a white pommel at his belt. It could mean that Jon is there as an ally, but is not allowed to carry a sword within King's Landing, at least not until the final battle comes. That is, assuming Cersei wants to fight the Night King. Or, it could mean that Cersei has captured Jon when he went to her, just like Dany did at Dragonstone, where she stopped Jon from leaving. Or maybe Cersei is keeping Jon so that she could give him to the Night King in hopes of an alliance. What do you think? And why do you think a black brother would help Cersei instead of Jon? Let me know in the comments. I found some more information regarding Season 8, which made me think that the final battle will take place in King's Landing. I will discuss this information in my Season 8 updates video. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. Abby Tabby has asked, why would Jon and Dany go to King's Landing if Winterfell falls? Don't you think it will be wise to go to the Vale? That's a really good point, Abby. There could be many reasons for Jon and Dany not wanting to go to the Vale. Right now, Lord Yohn Royce is the commander of House Arryn's armies, but Sweet Robin is the one who holds the key. In Season 6, we saw Sweet Robin at Runestone. If Yohn Royce falls in the battle at Winterfell, that would mean Sweet Robin is in charge of the Vale. Or, he needs to appoint another commander, unless Jon or Dany appoint someone else. If you look at the map of Westeros, you can see that Runestone is near the sea, which means it's easily within Euron's reach. It's possible that Qyburn will find Sweet Robin's location and will have Euron kill him, or probably just capture him and keep him as hostage to take the Vale. Even if Royce is alive, he will either be at Winterfell or off fighting beside Jon somewhere. The other reason could be that the White Walkers might reach the Vale first, but I don't think that's likely. Why do you think they didn't go to the Vale? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, the last question is by Chris Weinberger, who asked, is there any chance the White Walker threat is a red herring? They probably are the main threat, but is it possible that something or someone else is the real threat, such as Cersei? If you could address this question in a video, that would be appreciated. First of all, I would like to apologize for not addressing your question earlier. I was posting Season 7 videos and then I went on a break. I completely forgot about it and then your comment got lost among other comments. At first, I was going to discuss this question here, but then I felt like I won't do it justice if I just mentioned it shortly here. That's why I decided to make a whole separate video on this topic. I'll post it next Saturday. Anyways, it's time for the comment shout out now. Today's comment shout out goes to Brenda Starr, who said, "Great to have you back. What if Bran is able to see Cersei's army coming from the south and the Night King coming from the north? Winterfell is evacuated, but instead of heading south, everyone heads north. There has been filming in Iceland. In this way, the army of the dead will fight Cersei's army, and then Dany and Jon will burn them all, including Winterfell with the dragons." I know, very tinfoil. I love your theory, Brenda. If Bran could see both of them coming and warn everyone, this would have worked out perfectly. And if this was any other show, it might have been possible. But George R.R. Martin has warned us that there will be a bittersweet ending, and this ending seems too sweet compared to his writing style. But I do agree that the fire at Winterfell was too big to be set off by humans, and with no fake snow in that video, it might very well be Jon and Dany who will burn down Winterfell. I explained this theory in my Winterfell shocking news video. So, what do you think of these theories? Don't forget to tell us in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.